waste disposal practices and the costly, life-threatening effects it has on animal and human life. It is estimated as much as 40% of the ocean is now heavily affected by the most significant and direct threat of overexploitation of marine species, as well as other threats such as pollution, loss of coastal habitats, and climate change. These threats have a strong impact on the lives and livelihoods of those who depend on marine ecosystem services, particularly women and men in coastal communities. Here in Grenada, we have observed and received numerous reports of ways in which persons have been causing harm to our water sources and marine environment. For example, 1. The slaughtered remains of poultry, the entrails of animals, or dead pets and livestock being dumped into our freshwater sources, dams, and water storage facilities by farmers and pet owners. 2. The disposal of engine oils, dyes, automotive fluids, chemical runoffs from farms and manufacturing companies into rivers. 3. Mangroves being used for the disposal of everything ranging from household appliances to furniture. These destroy the dense root system, which provides a home for many fish species, protects coastal areas from severe damage by adverse weather systems, and also protects coral reefs and seagrass meadows. 4. Marine pollution caused by the dumping of used oils, tires, garbage, and other chemicals. 5. Plastic making its way out to sea and breaking down into microplastics, which is then consumed by marine life and makes its way back into the food we eat. Earlier this year, scientists have found microplastics in 73% of deep-sea fishes, half of which ends up on our dinner table. 6. Seagrass used by fishes as a nursery and for feeding, being filled with clothing, engine oil bottles, canisters, snack containers, beer cans and bottles, plastic bottles, etc. These threats to our water sources and the marine environment should not be taken with a grain of salt if we are to continue enjoying the benefits derived from our water sources and marine ecosystem. As human beings, we are the first generators of waste, and that being said, we should adopt best practices for the protection of the ecosystems of the animals whose survival depends on the quality of the water in which they live. As we focus on this year's World Wildlife theme, Life Below Water for People and Planet, let us resolve to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources. This has been our presentation for today. Do have yourselves an enjoyable remainder of the day and join us again next time from the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, consumers. Glad you can join us for this edition of WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority. I am Wendy Chateau. It's Monday, March 4th, and revelers are out on the streets of Carriacou partaking in carnival festivities there. We encourage individuals, as you enjoy the activities, to ensure you stay hydrated. We also encourage you to avoid littering. Remember, it's up to each one of us to play our part in protecting the environment on these beautiful islands of ours. We continue to experience the effects of the forecasted intense dry season, and key actions are being taken by stakeholders before, during, and after a drought event to prepare, respond, and mitigate the effects. Grenada's Ministry of Agriculture is among stakeholders honoring obligations to minimize the negative impact of such development, as we hear this morning from Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Yolan Bain Hosford.
One of the major activities in the implementation of a monitoring system to record is the implementation of a monitoring system to record the impacts on water supplies, soil degradation, and agricultural production. This will entail the collection of data on crops and vegetations, river flows, reservoirs, ponds, rainfall stations, pest diseases, livestock, and generating reports for dissemination to relevant stakeholders. One of the major challenges for Grenada is deriving a mechanism for the management of the limited amount of water available during a drought to the best advantage of the agriculture sector. The Ministry is aware of the potential conflicts that can arise among different users of the same water source. Therefore, I wish to make a clarion call to all farmers to cooperate in the management of this scarce resource, Some other practical steps that will be auctioned include: 1. A communication strategy to share the information on radio and TV programs, press conferences, press releases, interviews, meetings, Facebook, websites, and other media platforms. 2. Special initiative on climate change adaptation focused on agricultural communities. Reactivation of agri-newsletter to tailor the Caribbean drought bulletins in the context of the different types of droughts and how we prepare, respond, and adapt over time. Activation of actions outlined in the draft drought management plan, currently being updated through consultation with key stakeholders, facilitated by consultant Dr. Everson Peters. It is important to note that last August, the Ministry held a training workshop in collaboration with Global Water Partnership and the Caribbean Water Network, CAPNet, that focused on drought risk reduction. The Ministry is presently collaborating with the UNCCD to develop a national drought plan, which included extensive consultations in the latter part of last year, during November and December. This plan will provide a clear pathway on how Grenada could prepare to mitigate any impending droughts in the future. In the training and drought plan preparation provide capacity building opportunities for over 50 staff from various ministries and stakeholders. So we have been preparing within the ministry and within most stakeholders' agencies. Therefore, we are pleased to announce that several key individuals are trained to respond to a drought here in Grenada.
We continue to encourage you to collect and store a minimum of 35 gallons of water per person per day for a 3-day period, taking into consideration the needs of your household and pets. And don't forget that NAWASA faces off with SGU this afternoon in the quarter-final round of the Intersector Football Tournament. NAWASA topped Zone A of the competition. We play SGU from 4:30 this afternoon at the Old Trafford playing field. And that's all the time we have with you this morning. On behalf of the entire team at NAWASA, I'm Wendy Chateau. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed and wonderful day.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Clean hands save lives. Keeping hands clean is one of the most important steps we can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. It is best to wash your hands with soap and clean running water for 20 seconds. However, if soap and clean water are not available, use an alcohol-based product to clean your hands. Alcohol-based hand sanitizers significantly reduce the number of germs on skin and are fast-acting. Follow these simple steps when using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. 1. Apply product to the palm of your hand. 2. Rub hands together. And 3. Rub the product over all surfaces of hands and fingers until hands are dry. This is a message from the Ministry of Health.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
Hello, hi. Me and my friend, Mr. Rum, is here to destroy your party. You up? Get it? Static. I had some stress, so I take some shots. But the amount I take really touch the spot. I heard a voice talking in my head. He said, good was said, who is talking, and where you from? The voice tell me, my name is Mr. Rum. You hear the iron, that means it's that. Don't let nobody style you, mash it up flat. Tell me pick up something, anything. Rum tell me to grab something, anything. I just want to pick up something, anything. Watch how I go grab something, anything. Rum tell me to run with it, run.
And a good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique once again. It is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott. A bit late this morning. Due to no fault of our own, there was a power outage in the area. And as such, not only our studio, but the other studios were off air as well. Good morning, Sonia. It's Carnival Monday out there on the sister isle of Carriacou.
Is in our hands, but the rum say don't worry, cause I am so.
No, they should be coming down, winding down to the Juve.
When I drink my rum now, I want to tell you.
Also in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, it's Juve morning down there as well. My loving brother Neil. My big brother Neil. No, not Neil Iowa George. My brother Neil, as in same mother, same father, yeah. Good morning to you, Neil. Neil, don't judge unless you've seen others. Have you been to Brazil? Have you been to Carriacou? Have you been to Grenada? Yeah, you've been to Grenada, yeah. Two we kind of come the same time for the first time. Nice, yeah.
Tell me go back, cause the rum tell me do take.
But you've not seen a Grenada Carnival. Yeah, and the tune that you're hearing in the background, the International Soca Monarch of the year 2019, Grenada's own Gun Battle Constant Spring, Hollis Map.
I just want to pick up something, anything. Watch how I go grab something, anything.
Yes, indeed.
Run with it.
Yeah, he leveled the competition, man.
Run with it. Pick up something.
Really would like to see the point spread. I haven't seen the point spread, man.
Run with it. Just run.
Bottom line though, whether it's by 1 or a half of 1, he win.
Hello, 911, hi.
Yes, indeed. He's been leveling parties in Trinidad for the entire year thus far, yeah?
Me to grab something, anything. I just want to pick up something, anything. Watch how I go grab something, anything. Rum tell me to run with it. Run with it. Run with it. Pick up something, start to run with it. Run with it. Run with it. Just run with it. Pick up something, start to run with it. You don't want to have fun? Then move your side.
Not sure which ones of the stations are on.
Drink rum.
So whichever station you're getting this program on, give me a call and let me know. I doubt we'll have Sister Isle on with us this morning, yeah.
See all my haters.
Not on a carnival morning. I don't expect to have Sister Isle on with me this morning.
Something, anything. Rum tell me to grab something.
Yes, indeed.
Just want to pick up something, anything.
Yeah, to all of you in Carriacou, remember to play it safe, eh?
Rum tell me to run with it. Run with it. Pick up something, start to run with it.
Yeah, also we had this gentleman. Yeah, a lot of you wasn't looking out for him. I was telling all you since last week, Monday, look out for that tune. Yeah, Legs.
Mr. Legs, let's go. All of the girls who can wine, let me see you raise your hand, my girl. All of the girls who can wine.
I know a lot of people have an apology to give Mr. Legs. You better give him be man enough. Be woman enough. Give him the apology.
Do thing. Progress, yeah. Throw it, yeah. Do thing. Progress. Shake it up.
No, we are all extremely proud of each and every one of our artists.
Slackness in the party. When the rhythm start, baby push it back. Drop it like a
Good morning to all of you on the live. Yeah, we say a special glorious Grenadian good morning to each and every one of you on the live. Thank you, Clement. So we know 97.5 is up with us, yeah. 89.5, I know the power would have knocked off their stuff, so I'm wondering if they get on with us anytime from now, eh? I've been listening to some of the discussions down there in Trinidad about a Grenadian come and win and all kind of thing, yeah? Hello, Grenadians have won your road match on several occasions. In fact, Grenadians have won your road match. Grenadian-born people have won your road match on 8 occasions. When they start to talk, just tell them that, huh? Grenadians have won their... And if we want to expand it, it could be a lot more, you know, but we're going to leave it at those born in Grenada. A person born here in Grenada has won the road match in Trinidad no less than 8 times, eh? Also, if you want to talk about the Calypso Monarch, a person born in Grenada has won that no less than roughly about 14 times. Yeah, 14 times. To confirm if Stalin is born in Grenada or born of Grenadian parentage. You know, Bomber and Sparrow are both Grenadian born, yeah? Bomber would have won that crown. He won that crown somewhere in 1965 or thereabouts. And Sparrow has 8 individual crowns under his belt. Stalin should have around 6 or so. You have to understand we are one people, yeah? This kind of thing about somebody come from outside and win and all kind of thing. We are all one people. Only thing separate us is a little bit of water. And where the boat stop to drop us off, yeah? As you all can tell, I'm flying solo today. Devon will not be joining us today. But as usual, he sends his love. I wouldn't be surprised if he calls in at some point. Yes, this young gentleman. Bro, just remember the first time Mr. Killer went down to Trinidad would have been the year 2005. That's right after Hurricane Ivan, yeah. That's the first time he went to Trinidad. He didn't win the first time he went. He went a couple times after he didn't win. He went to the roly-poly. He come within one of winning. And then he won. So this is your first time. Do not be daunted. Several object lessons in the performances of our artists at the International Soca Monarch, both in the Groovy and the Power Soca. Object lesson number 1, no matter where you come from or how bad people feel the area is, or what people think of you because you come from that area, you can achieve, huh? Words of Mr. Killer himself, huh? Secondly, our own is our own is our own. Because a lot of people were saying all kind of thing about Mr. Legs. But look at him now. Grenada should be extremely proud of first position and 2 third positions. Remember when it was a big thing when Talpri came third, huh? With Old Woman? Was even a bigger thing when Mr. Killer comes second with Roly Poly. So now it's an extremely big thing that we have Mr. Killer in the first position, Vaughn in the 3rd position in the Groovy Monarch, and 3rd in the Power Soca, Grenada 1st and 3rd, we have Mr. Legs. When the jab taught in the street, black as that we can change. Jab do beg no friend. Object lessons. Don't just take it as, oh, we win this and we win that and jump up. Learn from it as well. 2005, it took him till 2019 to win. First, Again, another first for someone out of St. John and in particular from Gun Battle, Constant Spring. First non-Trinidadian ever to win the power category of the International Soca Monarch. Hollis Jonah Map. Remember Karani James. Another case, K and K, Killer and Karani. Both of them deal with run. And in the instance of Karani, first non-American ever to run a time sub 44 in the 400 meter. So when you look at an area, don't watch your children you see passing in the area. You might see them without clothes. You might see them dirty and sing. I ain't saying that's how Karani and them was, you know. But you might see children passing a certain way. Don't watch down at them, you know. That's the future record breakers for your country that everybody waving the flag behind. We have a caller online. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. You're live, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine.
You know something? I believe that we are one Caribbean, right? We're one Caribbean region. And one word I don't like to hear people say, especially referring to the Soca Monarch, is the word foreign, because we are all together. You would never hear, let's say, the Galapagos Islands referring to another island as foreigners. So I think high time that we get rid of that word when we're referring to each other from the region. That's my point. But one more thing, I'm not hearing you on 89.5.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what the problem is with 89.5.
All right, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a power outage, so I think that's why 89.5 would be down right now. Yeah, somebody could call me on the mobile now, so it better be emergency if you're calling me on the mobile around now, you know. Yeah, because other than that, you know it is. Yeah, we're telling you where it could be.
Your boyfriend whole night, isn't it with you he's supposed to be? He over there fetting whole night, you over here stressed.
The Anglican Church Men's League would like to let you know they've postponed the Show of Tuesday event. A new date will be given and tickets purchased will still be valid. This is being done in honor of Brother Joe Latouche. Yeah, we all know Joe. Once you're going to Intercall, you know Joe, man. For any sporting activity, athletics and so on, Joe always on the field. Or he had the door down there at Fantasia. He's gone to the great beyond. And as such, the Brotherhood of St. George, they are postponing their usual Show of Tuesday event. So remember, a new day will be given. The tickets you've already bought, they will still be valid. May his soul rest in peace. Also remember this Saturday, the 9th of March, yes, indeed. Yes, so the Royal Grenada Police Force, they're reminding you of the police recruitment examinations. Those will be taking place this Saturday at various locations. So you've got for those of you in St. David, bottom St. David, like lower part of St. David and St. George, the Grenada Boys Secondary School from 9 a.m. For those of you in St. Mark and St. John, the St. Rose Modern Secondary School, 9 a.m. as well. All locations 9 a.m. Also for those of you maybe in St. Patrick West, yeah, you can head on down to St. Rose Modern Secondary. Yeah, I think they would have less than if you go over to SAS, yeah? So for those of you in St. Andrew, Upper St. David, St. Patrick East, you can head on down to the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School. And you would be able to do the exam there. Walk with a valid piece of ID. Yeah, so walk with either your driver's license or your passport or your voter identification card, some form of valid national identification. Yeah, these guys didn't place on Friday
We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting
what they represented.
that is how we are with fun. Ooh,
The reigning Soca Monarch champions of Grenada.
ooh, yeah. Well, foreigners from all over, coming down to Grenada.
Lil Natty and Thunder.
Yes, I like you, Spice Man.
They open the show with vibes.
Ooh, Grenada, 21, they can't wait for us to come.
So we say congratulations to all of the artists.
Oh, you come.
Remember it had a year Lil Natty and Thunder sing a song called Top Striker, right?
Boy.
They had to open the Soca Monarch in Grenada. They opened the Soca Monarch. They didn't win. But the following year, they come with a song just as good and what happened? They win.
Get in your direction. Get in your...
And if that's kind of signaling or something might, yeah.
Follow the mass going, now we going, now we going.
I never gain up on Nilon and Dingan. No.
Get in your section, get in your direction. Follow the mass going, now we going, now we going.
And imagine, we ain't even send Boise.
They say we have it, I kinda have it. While they talking, table knocking. They say the job is ahead, it taking up space. Grenada the place. When we just do what we like, we just mash it.
Folks, 4407377. Know that you all are getting me on 97.5. I think you all may be getting me on 89.5 now. I'm looking at my connections and it seems as though they're connected now.
Roaming all over the tongue, that is how we...
Remember, even with a little bit of rains we've been getting over the past 2 weeks, we still have to conserve water because that's rain now. We're heading deeper into March.
Grenada, yes,
And then, April and May, what goes on when it comes to water, huh?
oh yeah.
So we still need to conserve water, still need to be extremely careful, huh? Nice, yeah, we still need to be extremely careful.
Oh, you come.
So remember, as I said, object lessons. It's not just that killer come and killer win. Yeah, look at the guy's history. Yeah, I remember him singing as a little teenager, Yeah, I remember Killer make a set of shoes to dance in. When everybody taking scarf and playing gangster, they want to think with scarf. Killer take a scarf and he make a shoe to dance and that kind of thing.
Let's follow the mass going, now we going, now we going. Get in your section, get in your direction. Get in your section, get in your direction. Let's follow the mass going.
So it's a young guy been following for a long time.
Mass going, now we going, now we going.
That's why I could have tell him Friday, I know he Bible ain't far, because I know you always have it with him.
We started, begging to stop it.
The spiritual aspect of things, huh?
Taking up space, and this is we place.
Always so very important. Wonder if we could find someone out there in Carriacou.
People still don't want tobacco. Never too drunk, country girl, 4 bottles of hard rum, 5 hours till master, and we just can't calm down. We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the tongue. That is how we are with fun. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try to see if we could find someone out there in Carriacou to find out how things have been going. Let me say a special good morning to you, the Honorable Kindra Matthew and Stewart.
Yes, I like you, Spice Man.
We know that you're more than likely locked into us this morning. If you come back from the mass already, I see you playing pirate this morning. What kind of thing is that? Yeah, Kingsley, good morning. Yeah, I really want to see the scores myself, Kingsley. I'm interested to see the scores. And yes, Kingsley, part of the rules is that you must be a Trinidadian or there must be a Trinidadian in the act to win the road match. Which is why a lot of the big songs from around the Caribbean, what they usually do is they get a Trinidadian artist to write the song. so that they could have the remix played on the road and have the possibility of winning the road match. We are all one people. This thing about who is Trinidadian and who is this and who is that and all kind of nonsense and all kind of stupidness and thing. No, we're all one people. Yeah, so we're going to try to see who we can reach out there in Carriacou, yeah?
Pull your phone. Tap the screen. Show them what I'm all about.
You know, but before we do that, let's just go. Let me kill the music for a little while. And let's hear the man himself speak, huh? Yeah. Let's hear the man himself speak.
Emancipation. This feels like independence, emancipation, everybody's birthday, you know, yeah, you know, the holiday in Grenada.
How did you feel seeing all your countrymen out here coming out to support ministers, everybody?
It's an overwhelming feeling. There is no words to really express my feeling right now more than my tears to come. You know what I mean? This is, joy beyond joy, you know. There is nothing I could really say to express this feeling. This is literally my dream. I dreamt of this as a child, and here I am today. After the lowest time in my life, to now being the Soca Monarch champion of the world. You know what I mean? I came from nothing to something, poor family, born and bred in Guaftown, and I never give up. So I say to all the youths out there, never give up. Hold strong. Remember that your dreams is possible, because my dream became possible. Love you.
Sweet. So happy for you.
What's next?
Well, really and truly, I want to bust a wine on the Grammy stage, bad. You know what I mean? I want to pick up something and run with it. You know, I'm just saying that soca music is not yet a genre that is in on big platforms, and we want to get soca music to that place where it's a genre and the world can really feel the power of soca. You know, so that is the mission. I mean, we have combination with dancehall artists, we have stations on soca track, Beats the Signal and soca track, and just so much more to come. You know, even rap artists doing combinations with. So really and truly, the mission is to actually push soca music beyond what it has been, you understand, doing. And also, I'm working on some platforms where we can actually market the music, because where I'm from, Grenada, I think that we do still lack marketing. Is our greatest strength. So I'm trying to help develop that, build that to another level, so we can actually just show the world this genre, this music, this culture, this vibe, this feeling, this expression.
How you plan to celebrate? How you plan to celebrate?
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. I think the first thing I do is take a one shot. Because I don't even drink like that. But, you know, first and foremost, I want to hug my mother, tell her thank you, mama, you know, for having this boy. And then kneel, pray to the Father, tell him thanks, and then go celebrate with my fans. I have some shows to go do, so I'm going to go perform for my fans right now.
What's your mom's name?
Mother Ann. Ann Plenty. Yes.
And for those Trinis who might be worried that the title is now going to a foreigner, what do you have to say to them? I'm
not a foreigner. I'm not a foreigner. A foreigner is somebody that was born in America and some other places far away. My great-grandfathers came here on the banana boat, shared real banana, had a lot of kids and stuff like that, and we like one family. Grenada is 30 minutes away. When sure sometimes if you inhale properly on a cool day, you will smell spice. And that is Grenadian breeze right next door, you know what I mean? I feel like Trinidad is literally home for me. I've been coming here since I was a young boy. I did my first Soca Monarch, I think it's 2005, and I've been coming back ever since, and this is home for me. And I will represent both Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago in the Soca arena worldwide.
You just mentioned how far Soca is going and the collaborations. Are you looking forward to any collaborations, or are there any artists that you would like to collaborate with for 2020?
Most definitely. I mean, the soca artists I would like to do collaborations with, as I said, dancehall artists, hip-hop artists, and my musical world is open, you understand, to actually try new things, try new vibe and stuff like that. So most definitely you're going to get a lot of that this year.
If you had to pick one artist, who would be at the top of your list to collaborate with?
That's a hard question. That's a hard question because there is so much artists that I do, love and I grew up listening to, like the Bounty Killer, the Bunji Garlin, just so much different artists, really, actually. I can't say, but there was a lot of artists right now that I am working with, most definitely.
So you will be here for 2020 to defend that crown, right?
Of course. Mass.
You want shot to be Jack Iron?
Yeah, I'm going to take a one shot. You know what I'm doing though? I'm mixing class code with punching. Grenada and Trinidad rum together. Bang!
Wow.
I just have one more question. What do you think about the response to your song? Pick up something, run with it.
The response, the only word I could use for it is monstrous. Is monstrous. This response to the song is monstrous, like no other. I think the only thing that I've been trending so for the past year is maybe Kiki, do you love me? The only thing that I think is close to run with it when it comes to trending, people sharing videos, doing videos, being a part of it, participating, madness in the party. I think run with it is just monstrous, most definitely. I thought Roly Poly was big.
Mm-hmm. It was written by
me.
Great.
Sweet.
Most definitely. Bless
Thank you.
Thank you.
My enemies' walls are bound to crumble, and to the floor their spears will fall. I've been made and sealed with love, but time to battle, I'll find them all. I felt the whips and remember chains, but my sword has been forged by my father's flame.
Yes, indeed.
Fight your fear.
440-7377, that's the number for you to call and get onto the inside.
But I'm not weak no more. I found the strength of my ancestors deep down in my...
Son, I do agree with you, Deepo. The band sort of overwhelmed Lil Natty and Thunder.
I'm not afraid no more. The Father blessed me with the heart of a lion and a warrior soul. So no weapon that form against I shall not.
It's now 12 minutes after the hour of 11 o'clock. We're heading up to 12 o'clock. If you've got to be somewhere for 12, get a move on. Or if you have to have somebody lunch ready for 12, get your move on.
Oh, I will conquer. Yes, I will conquer. Conquer them. Come on, let's conquer.
So remember the police exams, they're going to be taking place this weekend. For those of you in Carriacou, they're giving you a full week to rest, relax, and get over everything. And they're going to have it next week, Saturday, for you at the Magistrates Court starting at 9 a.m. So those of you in Petit Martinique who may be thinking of joining the Coast Guard or the Rapid Response Unit or so on, you'll have that opportunity. Go on out, write the police exam, male as well as female.
When my cup was empty, God fill it up. Don't take the devil contract.
We have a call online. Good morning.
Sheldon, just one quick question. I will listen on here when I give you the question, right? Can Pandemonium be a contender for the road match? Because remember, collaboration and voices are Trini. All right, thanks.
Yes, it can, and yes, it is, actually. It has to be registered. I believe they registered it, so it will be, yeah? That is why they also did the remix with Marshall Montano for Top Striker.
Come on, let's conquer. Oh, I will conquer. Rise up and conquer. Conquer them. Thank you, Father.
David, you need to take a flight and come down to Spice, man.
You're everything, Father.
Come down, drink some fresh spring water.
Thank you.
Straight from the spring.
Father,
go hiking through the mountainsides.
Shall lead my path. In the wind, I hear your quiet whisper.
See the wonderful wildlife we have here to offer in Grenada. A bird watcher's paradise.
Remember you give us your only begotten.
Everything from the Grenada dove down, yeah?
Send down your warriors with the hello. Be carried down to the end of days. No matter how the devil.
Also go, yeah, you want to smoothen the skin, you can go take a bath in the sulfur spring.
I can see.
You go up to the hot and cold up there in Mount Horn. Or you go to River Sally and get a nice massage along with your treatment, yeah? can go turtle watching. Yeah, the turtles are heading here. Some have already arrived. You can go turtle watching, especially up there in the north of the island in Lavera. Let's contact the the conservation people up there. They'll be able to bring you out to that. You can go whale watching. You can go on Granny James Boulevard, look for that glass bottom boat.
I am a warrior.
So you can grab a boat and head on out to the underwater sculpture park if you like diving, the nice warm waters of the Caribbean. Or if you just feel like relaxing, just head to Grandans Beach. You could go on down by my good partner Ambassador. Tell Ambassador I send you. Down by Umbrella's Beach bar there. Just tell Ambassador Sheldon send you. Yeah, and you're gonna organize you properly. Yeah, so come on down to Grenada, man. Yeah, you don't have to be up there in this -0 temperature and so. Yeah, take a little trip down. Yeah, come on down, man. Come on down, yeah? Yeah, you can check Ambassador. You go set you up with a nice bed. Yeah, not bed, what do you call it? Beach chair? Nice, yeah, beach chair, an umbrella and so. Let me say a special good morning to you, Miss Jacob. Cami, a glorious Grenadian, good morning to you. I hope that you're okay this morning. Mommy George, haven't heard from you for a while. Hope that you are okay. Nenny, I know that you're listening as usual. Miss Noriega, good morning. Ian Edwards, I know that you're listening, eh? I don't think there's any cricket taking place right now. So give me a call after the program on my mobile. Folks, and we have some elections coming up. Yeah, remember last year around this time, we were preparing because like next week was election year. Yeah, last year around this time, so thing hot. Yeah, man. Me and Devon inside here, we in green. All on the walls right now was posters. Yeah, your election was hot around this time last year. We were getting ready.
The cup was empty, God fill it up. Don't take the devil contract, rip it up. And if you bad mind people to go meet it up. Pass me the Congo drum and let me beat it up. God on my side, me no give it so no weapon.
David, feel free to come, man. And when you come home, just make sure and contact me, yeah?
Shall not prevail. And no man that rise against us. That war they shall never win. Because I will conquer. No, I will conquer. Yes, I will.
Pass and check the guys in Rose Hill with the cooking by the side of the road there, man.
Let's conquer.
Walking with the calabash and no again oil long.
Thank you, Father. I want to say thank you, Lord.
Yeah, as I said, this time last year we were heading to elections. Right now I know that the Public Workers Union, they're heading to elections. No, Brian Grimes, he's contending the election, going up against comrade sister Rachel Roberts. Yeah.
Enemies and they pray for right to feel and remember you give us your only begotten son, but we gave him the wound of flesh. Send down your warriors.
One will be victorious,
to the end.
The other won't.
How the devil try trick me. Unto you my soul I will give.
All I will say to the public workers,
I can see the high tide race.
Choose carefully.
There is no other. Could there be that will decide?
And come on out and vote, man. You know, lots of you sit there and then when things happen, you want to blame this one and you blame that one. But you, if you don't get up and come out and vote, when you have your public workers election or even teachers, when you have your election and so, whatever you get as leaders, you have to take. So it's up to you to get up and decide that you're going to participate in the process of selecting who your leaders would be. And that goes across the board. For general elections, for these sort of elections and so on, whatever it is. I don't know for you, but for me, who is my leader is very important to me, yeah?
So no weapon that form against us.
Good morning, Martin and Alva. I'm seeing you all online there. Sonia, I hope it's not too cold. And Lulu, I know you're just enjoying your last couple weeks before you head on out, eh? Morning, Lulu.
Come on, let's conquer. Oh, I will conquer. Rise up and conquer them.
Sarah, good morning.
Tell them no retreat, no surrender. I shall fight till the end of years. I was born as a Makai warrior, and the Almighty.
And bring mommy back sooner.
Fire burn all.
Remember Spice Mass, August 2019. It's gonna be the place to be.
King David told
the #1 summer festival.
Keep it up, and if your heart rip up and stitch it up, don't let your faith them fall. Pick it up when me come.
A Juve like no other.
The devil contract.
Monday night mass.
Mind people to go meet it up. Pass me the Congo, Jama, let me beat it up.
And a Soca Monarch.
No weapon
that could throw up 5 guys, 5 acts, 6 guys in total. That could do what was done on Friday night, yeah. Some people put away the red, white, and black and take up the Grenada flag, you know.
Oh, I will conquer. Yes, I will conquer.
But folks, I keep warning you because I realized over the weekend I was listening 1 or 2 programs, and even in the later part of last week I was listening 1 or 2 programs, and there is that constant attempt by the National Democratic Congress to give the impression that somebody else doing what they're doing. You know, sometimes to shift attention from yourself, you accuse somebody else of doing something. Yeah? That's what they're doing. You know, it have children that they know it's them that went and you know, children before you used to go and take sugar and thing. You go and take sugar to eat with coconut, or you go and you take the Milo, or you go and you take the milk, the condensed milk and thing. Yeah, I know if you know about condensed milk and bread. That bad as years. Yeah, man, that bad for years. Yeah? So, thing like that. You know, you go and do it, eh? But you go in and tell your mother early, is your brother do it? Because you want to shift attention and blame onto your brother now. So when your brother getting licks, you go and eat your condensed milk and bread, or your sugar and coconut and kind of thing, you know. And that's what the NDC doing right now. They're trying to accuse the NNP of doing something that they are attempting to do. Now, they have decided that they cannot beat the new National Party head-to-head in a general election. 2 elections, 2 massive defeats, 2 different leaders. They've lost in a bad way too for the last 2 times. So they have said that the way to address that, yes, Dennis, milk and sugar too. When you go and take the milk and sugar and you take the claim and you put a little sugar in it and you go and say, Mommy, Neil take it. And Neil gain real licks and thing. Right time Neil gain licks, you go and you finish it your thing and you wash your mouth and thing and you yeah. And Neil, yeah. So I'm saying the NDC is accusing the new National Party of doing something to shift attention and focus away from the fact that that is what they are trying to do. They want to manipulate the newsrooms. So they know, for instance, 1, you have stations like WeFM, you have stations like GBN, who have a newscast and have had a constant newscast over many years. And they want to control the newsrooms, because they believe that if they can control the newsrooms in places like there, in places like MTV, if they as a political organization can have undercover activists working in those newsrooms, that they can control the narrative of what the Grenadian people hear and therefore what the Grenadian people believe. Yeah? Because if you're constantly hearing that Sheldon is a crook, Sheldon is a crook, Sheldon, every day you're hearing it. And then you're hearing bits and pieces of information, whether truthful or not, that's coming up that's saying Sheldon is a crook. Eventually, you may believe that Sheldon is a crook. And that is their intention. I listened to them. A whole thing on Gregory Bowen yesterday. Of all people for them to go and attack. Gregory Bowen. They've decided to go after Gregory Bowen again. Yeah? I don't know, like they're just not learning. They're just not learning. But at the same token, it's a nefarious, deceitful, and dangerous intent that they have with attempting to control the media. And they're accusing the NNP of trying to control the media. Now, GBN broadcasts GBN News. The government of Grenada has various activities. So it may be that they've refurbished a new wing in a school, and GBN comes and they cover that, and they make a new story out of it. Or that a section of road that maybe even the same GBN did a story on and said that that section of road is dangerous, it needs resurfacing. It has been resurfaced, and then the GBN does a story and say, well, this section of road has been resurfaced and the residents are happy. But the NDC activists now don't want that happening. They don't want that story going out. They're upset. They believe that GBN should only show negatives and not show any positives of what has been happening. The same goes with MTV and all news broadcasts and all newspapers. They want to control the information that you get. And they are coming around now and saying it's the NNP. So while they're saying it's the NNP, and they're trying to scare and frustrate people like Senator Katisha Williams, a young lady who does only one program a week for less than 2 hours, one program on a Monday night. They are attacking her. You know why? Because they want to frustrate her. They want to frustrate her. They want to make her afraid. They want to, as we would say locally, frighten her. They want to get her scared. Or they want to get her fed up to the point of she just say, well, I ain't doing this thing. So that they could bring in someone else to fill that role who would fulfill the role that they want, to be an antagonist. Yeah? For no reason to just attack the government. To just attack anybody that seems as though they're not supportive of their political organization. Because you don't have to be an NNP to be attacked, eh? You just have to not be a supporter of them. That's it. You don't have to be a supporter of the New National Party to be attacked by these individuals. You just have to be a non-supporter of theirs. And you will be attacked in the most vilest, vicious manner, called the most vilest, wicked, nasty names that any of them could find to call you. But don't think that the media control that they're trying to do is a simple thing, you know. You have a man doing a newspaper, and most of the letters in the newspaper coming out from the man. You look at the style of writing. If you understand English and you understand syntax, and so you can see sometimes the same person writing 3 and 4 letters under different names. They are attempting to control the media, but they're accusing the NNP of doing it. And then they forget things like Ray Roberts being in GIS and still being overdoing news in MTV. Was Ray a supporter of the NDC at that point in time? Yes, he was. And he can't tell me different. He could sue if he want. Yeah? He could go right ahead. Go to court, send your letter. Because when we accused them while in the Senate, there were people who maybe say, but while you're accusing the man, while you're saying that and so on, look where you end up. That is the way that they operate. Remember Franca Bernardine years ago? Miss Civil Society? Because that's another area outside of the media where they had people like Ray and so on in different agencies spinning that constant negative image of the government to try and make people turn against the government. That's what they're trying to do through the media, because they realize now that the effect that their radio programs are having is negligible. Yeah. They could have Dum Dum on every day. They could have him on for 5 hours a day. It doesn't make a difference. What they do is that they're holding on, not even to their base, you know. They're holding on only to that aggressive, hate-filled few that just hate Dr. Keith Mitchell or hate different people in the New National Party or hate the New National Party. They're just holding on to that hate-filled few. They said that operate like those Hutu and Tutsi in Rwanda. You know that if given an opportunity the way these people speak, you could tell that they would do another Rwanda in Grenada easy. Just by how they speak and how they refer to people. Because they refer to people as inhuman, dogs, pigs. That's the kind of words that they use to refer to fellow Grenadians who just happen to be supportive of the new National Party. Stupid, dotish, idiotic, all those sort of words, that's what they use. Because they're trying to dehumanize individuals. And you hear them, you know what programs they does be on? Not here. Nobody come in and do that stupidness here. You know where it does be. And you hear the type of language that they use. Because their problem is that they don't want to see, and they say it, they want to see independent organizations. They don't want to see independent organizations. They don't want an independent media. If the media perceives that the Prime Minister or the new National Party government does something wrong in Grenada, whether it's MTV or GBN or whatever station, they report it. They report it. Some of them report things without even many facts. They report it. But they're independent, so they have the right to be able to do that. That's the independent media. But they don't want that. They just want one that's strictly negative because they want to change your perception. They want to send that message onto the buses so that this conversation starts in a negative way. Yeah? I know they ain't going to like what I'm saying today because it's being exposed. They keep trying to change the narrative of what. So as much as every international agency and even local financial agencies are saying that the economy of Grenada is growing, they don't want that story going out. They want you to stop saying that. They don't want you to say that when the new National Party came in, you had over $100 million in outstanding payments and so for local suppliers. And that is down now to just about 10. Yeah? They don't want you saying those things. They don't want that story, positive stories that you see in the asphalt gangs out trying to smooth out different sections of road. They don't want those stories out. Yeah? That you're seeing the environmental wardens out making sure that even though we're in the dry season that some of the drains are cleaned and so on. And by the way, environmental wardens make sure that keep that one by the post office in Grenada's cleaner. Yeah, that one day, that is an important one. Yeah, so that the environmental wardens are out making sure that those drains are clean and so on. They don't want those stories going out to the international community, nor do they want those stories circulating here in Grenada. They want the diaspora to believe that Grenada is a failed state and that we need an invasion. That's what they want. That's the story that they keep putting out on a daily basis. They don't want positive stories going out there. But don't think it's only the media that they're trying to take over. Look and see things for what they are. The attack on the churches is not a simple attack. They would like to control the narrative coming out of the church organizations. Be it the Evangelical Pastors League or whatever they call themselves, or be it the Grenada Conference of Churches. They would like to control the narrative that are coming out from those organizations. So they are trying their very best to make sure that the people who lead those church organizations are dyed-in-the-world supporters. They want nobody that they think support them. They want people that they sure are supportive of them to be in charge of those church organizations. So that every Sunday in the church, you could hear a pastor saying something negative against the government. Because over a period of time, dripping water wears away at rock, innit? Isn't it? Yeah? So that's what they're going for. They want to see the media putting out only negative stories. They don't want positive stories coming out in relation to anything that the government is doing. They don't want that. They want negative stories coming out. So they want to control the media. And in order to control the media, they're accusing the government of trying to control the media. And therefore, if they accuse the government of that they would be able to slip in their people and then say, well, okay, well, we have them in this position to provide information. We have that one. Look, we want to put out a story on we new political leader. Yeah, the new political leader. We want to put out a story on that. So we send the information. Or we want to ask that question. We know it's not true, but we go mess him up. Ask that question during the press briefing. That's what they want. They don't want an independent media. They want a NDC media. That is what the NDC wants. National Democratic Congress of Grenada wants a NDC media, not an independent media. And at the same token, they've been doing that and attempting to do that with the churches. So I'm warning the church leadership to be wary. Be very wary. Your business is with God, not with man. That's where your business is. You have to be friends with no political organization. You have to be friends with God. So don't allow them to say that, oh, you only supporting NNP and all you ain't coming out and say nothing about anything. You all ain't speaking on your behalf. The church organizations are not speaking on their behalf. True church organizations are speaking on behalf of the Almighty and what the good book says. Whether the good book is the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, or the Quran. They are speaking, or the Torah. They are speaking not on their own behalf. So when specific issues that they as the church organizations need to address come up, the church organizations will open their mouth and address the issues. But you have some of them pushing now. Oh, the church organizations did this and did that, and they're letting the government get away with this and letting the government get away with that. When they're saying that, no, it is because they want an NDC church organization. In the same way that they want an NDC media. Because if they could push it on television and radio and newspapers to you, and they can push their message in church to you on a Sunday and during the week as well, they believe that they can change the perception of many of you to start hating, not just disliking, hating the government and hating the new National Party. Well, I think this time last year I was talking a set of nonsense about who doing Obia and who running Haiti and all this kind of thing. Because they were looking to make you all hate the new National Party. That's what they were trying to do. But I don't think they stopped there, They are also aiming to control the trade unions. I spoke earlier about the public worker unions election. So you see that they have put out now, they attack one particular candidate. And they start to say the candidate is supportive of the new National Party. Anytime they start to do that, tell yourself that they have a candidate who they believe is supportive of the NDC that they want. So they start to attack one particular candidate. And it's not that the candidate is a supporter of the new National Party. It's that the candidate might be seen as independent thinking. And as long as they do not get control of the unions, they believe they have a big problem. Which is why I know that they're going to go after Senator Andre Lewis soon. Because he is perceived as an independent thinker. He is perceived as an independent person. And they can't handle that. Because when they want to shut down the country, when they want to close down the place, they need the Technical Allied Workers Union. They need TAU. But because Senator Lewis is seen as an independent thinker who went to a no-party line but working in the interest of the workers, even though I doesn't agree with him many times, tell you straight, I don't agree with some of the things he say. I don't agree with many of the things that he say, or even sometimes as the union they would do. But still, I see him as more independent thinking than a lot of possible people that you could have had in the union at this point in time. So you have Senator Andre Lewis there. And there's a plot right now, they're looking to move him as the union representative in the Senate because they find they don't have somebody inside there who unthinkingly just attacks the government. He may have a perception, he may have a perception on a particular issue, he may have a perspective on a particular issue. and he gives his perspective. But they don't want him giving his perspective. They don't want him giving the union's perspective. They want him giving the NDC perspective. So don't be surprised that there's a move to get rid of him, as well as the leaders of several other unions, or to maintain some people as leaders of unions or in leadership positions that they believe they can easily manipulate. If the person shares the same dislike for the new National Party as them, all well and good. They don't mind maintaining that person as the leader of their, political leader of their union. They don't mind that. If they perceive that that individual is not the interest of the workers, but the interest of the NDC, if they believe that Lord God, Nazi B, I will call you in a while. Yeah, but if they believe that that person, they can control that person, they can be behind there with the strings like a marionette. You know, it's a marionette. You know, there's long time we used to have them puppet and them puppet show. So either you have your hand up inside the puppet and you're making it talk or so, or and you're the real voice, but the puppet look like it's talking. Yeah. Or the others that they had with the string. So you used to set up a complicated set and you had the string to make them walk and dance and all kind of thing. Yeah. These days they into so much technology that they hardly have puppets and thing and puppet show. And I know the last time I see a puppet show in Grenada. Yeah. But that's what they want. Puppet leaders. People they could push in front and they just shove their hand in them and move them out. And they are the ones talking behind. So that they can spew pro-NDC, anti-government rhetoric. Just attack the government for no reason, shut down the country, damage the economy of Grenada. That's the plot. Told you already there's a group that's meeting. So they're planning how to infiltrate and take over the media. They're planning how to infiltrate and take over the church organizations. Yeah, they want the leadership of the church organizations. Church people, pay attention. Media people, you all pay attention too. They won't come to you, because they're trying to find out if you're independent thinking or if you're leaning to one side or the other. But once you're not leaning to their side, they have you as an enemy. And they're going to try their best to discredit you and get you out of their way. That's what they're going to do. So be careful. Be careful. So the trade union movement as well. Because if they want to damage the economic gains that have been taking place here in Grenada, they believe that they need to control specific unions. So they believe that they need to control the Public Workers Union. They need to control TAU. They need to control the Teachers Union. So whether they control it by maintaining who is there now or by replacing that person with somebody who they see as more amicable to what they want to do. In other words, shut down the country, damage the economic benefits that have been gained by Grenada over the past 6 years. If they see that the person there will not do it, but they'll get somebody to do it, that's what they're going to do. That's why I say I ain't going one way or the other in any of those elections. Because it have a lot of snake in the grass. A lot of snake in the grass in them thing. Don't think they're looking after workers right now. They're looking after political future. Where Roberts pass? Through the same trade union movement. The NGO community. Don't be fooled. Some people are going around calling themselves NGO since I know myself. Since I know myself, some of them is NGO community. But they have a political objective, not a nation building or personal development agenda for anyone in this country. Some of them is only NGO when an issue come up when they could spew something against the ruling party. But ask them what the NGO they belong to, if it even exists. Ask them what the NGO has done in the last 10 years. I expanded it. I even saying last year. Last 10 years. Ask them what the NGOs that they are supposed to be in charge of, if it even exists. When last you hear people like Friends of the Earth and all of them? When last you hear them? Agency for Rural Transformation, where are they? But all of a sudden, an issue come up, you're going to see the NGO community. All of them. All of a sudden, they just reappear. Because it has nothing to do with national development. It has all to do with politics for some of these people. Yeah? That's what it has to do, a lot with politics for some of them. So they are not going to be pushing anything positive for Grenada. Because the NDC has already infiltrated that community. Listen how they speak. Listen what they speak on and when they speak. And you realize that the NGO community is infiltrated already. I make no apologies for that. They could write as much article as they want, and they could even call my name at talking the truth. And you have seen it. You have seen it over the years. So it's nothing new. It's nothing surprising. We've seen that. We know that's what's taking place. The infiltration of these organizations. Yeah? If they get a chance, do they infiltrate different organizations too? They would try their very best. You think when they call the church and say the church was up in the whatever of the new National Party, you think that was a simple statement? That was them trying to get the church to be supportive of not the word of God, no, supportive of their organization. When they go and they're saying certain things to school children, you know that they're trying to turn the minds of the young people, the people who will be voting for the first time at the next election. They are trying their best to change the minds and to warp the minds of these individuals against the government. When you go and you tell a little child in a class party, go and ask Kit Mitchell for your class party, you're trying to change the mind, warp the mind of the children against the administration. They see they can't beat the party head on in an election, party to party, they're going to lose. They know that. So they're trying their very best, not to build their party, but to destroy the country. So I see Nazibi tell me, you see a certain man up there campaigning. Yeah, let them go and campaign. They have a lot of campaigning to do. Yeah, they have a lot of campaigning to do. So let them go and campaign. I have absolutely no problem with that. But do it in the interest of Grenada, not personal selfish interests. So they're trying to control the media. That's what they're trying to do. They vex. They have their NDC program on every day, every night. Monday to Friday and even Sunday. Yeah, the one on a Sunday, they ain't opening no phone line. They have their NDC programs on. But they vex that NNP has programs on. NNP shouldn't have no program on. What they're doing there. And then trying to convince you that who is on the NNP program? Lying. So there's an old line they're trying to take now, that everything that is said by somebody that doesn't support what they support is a liar. That's why we have to use a lot of critical thinking skills. When you listen to these individuals, even when you're listening to me, use your critical thinking skills. Use it. Because then you'll be able to sift common sense from nonsense. Busmen, look out there, because they're coming after your organization too. Because they have recognized that the only way for a national strike, no, I'm saying it on here, the only way for a national strike to be effective is that the busmen must give their support. So they are actively coming after your support. They are going to be coming to you and trying to create national organization and zonal organizations and so. Careful with some of the people that are coming to you all to open these organizations. Careful with them. They have a political agenda. When you see a certain bus route, when they were talking about strike and thing recently, and the president of the organization could send out a letter saying that all the buses on that route striking, and the members of the association don't know anything about that, never approve it, and ain't taking part in it, you must know what's taking place. You must know what's taking place. That there is a move by that political organization to take over the bus associations. to be the unguided hand behind that just say, oh, they're playing thing, let me close down the country and let me close off all there. Yeah? That's what they're doing. So whether it's the children or the bus organizations or several other organizations, it might be a simple community group, you know. They want to be in charge. They want to go and be in charge of it because they want to push a pro-party agenda instead of pushing a pro-Grenada agenda. That's their whole intent. Understand it and see it for what it is. Know what they're attempting to do. See it for what it is. Because these individuals, their intent is malicious. Yeah? Their intent is not for anything positive. The only positive outcome they're looking at for that is to propel them into power. That's the only positive they're looking at. So you have cricket here in Grenada, a lot of positive things come out of it. They mentioning that. Because see Depot posting something from the London Telegraph. They must credit the hosting cricket for this positive experience of our country and easygoing Caribbean beauty. If you're after a week or two on a laid-back tropical island, Grenada may well be just the place you're looking for. For starters, it has a number of gorgeous soft sand beaches, added to which it's incredibly scenic with a mountainous and lush interior. And in hilly St. George, you'll find one of the region's most attractive capitals, nearly the size of the Isle of Wight. The isle offers a couple of gentle place days of exploring, perhaps taking in waterfalls. And that's about Grenada in the London Telegraph through the cricket that was successfully staged here last week. Last week was a very successful week for Grenada. From successfully staging the cricket, which had so many records broken and positive things that came out of that I'm pretty sure that any time the Barmy Army is visiting the region again, and they'll be back soon, once again they will request that they come to Grenada because they personally requested, the English team requested, that they must come to Grenada. They made sure that on the itinerary for that cricket tour, that Grenada must be on it. And don't feel like going and talk to the Australian fans and the New Zealand fans and so on too. They're going to speak to them, the Indian fans. They want matches here in Grenada. From the excellent job that was done on the pitch, to the service that they received from the taxi drivers. Yeah, Henry Safari, morning. Yeah, King Elvis, morning. And all the other little suppliers that worked along and did an excellent job transporting them not only to the cricket but to different locations around Grenada. Even the transport from the airport to the hotel and hotel to the airport. The wonderful job that was done by these people. That most times goes unheralded. But they did an excellent job. And you actually heard the people that came in, the cricket fans that came into Grenada, because it wasn't only Englishmen, you had a lot of people from Trinidad and Barbados and all over that came for the matches here as well. And they were so impressed that definitely they will be looking to come back and tell others about the impression of Grenada that they had when they were here. We're not saying we're perfect, we still have things to fix. But we are not a failed state that some of those individuals there that are pushing that agenda would like you to think. Yeah? 9 days from now, we're going to be celebrating several things. 1, the 40th anniversary of the revolution of 1979. 2, the 1-year anniversary of the New National Party victory in the 2018 general elections. And there'll be a third thing that day, you know, they have a certain union having elections that day too. Maybe they'll look and they say, okay, that's the best day to have the thing. So they'll be having that on that day as well. 9 days from now, hopefully Devon will be back in with us by then. He'll be out for a few days. So hopefully he will be back in studio with us by then. Yeah? Because we definitely, I know he's been planning for the longest while for the 13th of March program. So I'm hoping that he would be back in studio in time for it. But look at these individuals. Look carefully. When you're forming your village organization, I'm not talking about your village group in politics. Your village community development organization. Check if the people who want to be in charge of it really have the community's interest at heart, or if they just have a political interest at heart. Do they simply just want to push an NDC agenda? We want to form that group so we could use it as a pressure group against the government. Be careful. Be extremely careful with them. Church members are telling you, because that's what their plan is. It's not the first time that they're using a plan like that. They dust off something from the shelf and they're trying to use it again. So they're trying to take over your organizations. They want to control the media. Bad. It has some people in the media, they hate them as poison. Because when they look at those people, they find those people too independent, man. We want somebody who thinking as us. We ain't want them. Yeah? They try to frustrate others out of the media. Or even try to make them lose their jobs. They've gone that far. To try and make individual people in some media houses lose their jobs. Because when one go, one must come. And the one that's going to come is one that they're going to send. So be careful. Be very, very, very careful. Yeah, understand what's going on. Right? I also want to announce something on behalf of the National Water and Sewage Authority. The National Water and Sewage Authority advises consumers served by the Munich water system in the parish of St. Andrew that due to system maintenance, their service will be interrupted between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5th, Wednesday, March 6th, and Thursday, March 7th. So that's tomorrow, day after, and the day after that. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. So they're giving you water up until when you're leaving. Well, you should be on work by 8. So they're giving you water up until by the time you leave. Right? They're taking it off and they're putting it back on 4 p.m. So by the time you get back home, they're going to put back on the water again. So that's for those of you served by the Munich water system. So they said the Munich water system serves Munich, Mount Carmel, Tuileries, part of Marquis and surrounding communities in the parish of St. Andrew. Consumers are therefore encouraged to collect and store water in clean, covered containers prior to the scheduled interruption in supply. Consumers are also advised that although the system will be reopened at 4 p.m., some, especially those in elevated areas, may not receive their supply within 2 hours after the scheduled restoration period. The authority apologizes for any inconvenience caused and thanks consumers for their patience as they work towards the delivery of a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. NOWASA committed to meeting customers' needs. Yeah. Let me say something here just before we end the program today. There has been an attempt, and I'll say it on air because I've fed up dealing with it inbox-wise. There have been several attempts to hack my email by individuals who are sending what they claim to be a response to my invoice to NOWASA. So they try to fake an email in the name of Wendy Chateau or some other staff member there at NOWASA. They are faking an email, so the name would show up as Wendy Chateau or NOWASA, and the heading is regarding your invoice. Number one, there's no invoice between Hard Talk Grenada. Yeah? No invoice between Hard Talk. No invoice between Sheldon Scott. No invoice between the New National Party. No invoice between anything associated with this program and NOWASA. We play that program as a public service. But you think you're going to use that to hack my email. Please. Please. Learn who you're dealing with. All right? I'm saying it because I know you're listening. So you could stop sending the fake emails. Because one, it ain't going into my inbox. Two, I'm not going to open it. Yeah? And three, I could read what email actually sends it and the IP address where it came from. Yeah? So I know what's going on. So you could stop sending them now. Because it's getting annoying now. Every 2 minutes, something about your invoice. So we have no invoice, so I'm not going to open it. I ain't stupid. I no invoice to NOWASA. NOWASA does not pay for anything here. Neither does the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. it is played free of cost to both organizations as a national service, because we believe people need to hear the information that's released by these two organizations. Yeah? Just wanted to make that clear. Okay, there are some people that continually doing this stupidness, because they're hoping now that I go and click on it and open it. I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid. Neither did I send any invoice to have to open it. Yeah? Good. So I just said, let me say that so you know, time to stop the stupidness. All right? Because I know who he is. Time to stop the stupidness. Nice? Okay, folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. In whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Tomorrow, I am not sure if we'll be having the post-cabinet press briefing. But we definitely will be starting the program at 10 a.m. God's willing. My name is Sheldon Scott. It's been wonderful being here with you. And in whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you.
These walls are bound to crumble and
stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.